A box and whisker plot, also called a box plot, shows the 5-number summary of a set of data. This 5-number summary includes the minimum, the lowest number in a data set, the lower quartile, which is the 25% mark, or 1/4 of the way through the data. The median is that 50% mark, you're halfway through. Upper quartile, which is the 75% mark, and the maximum, which is the highest number. And it will look like this. This is why it's called a box and whiskers plot, because there's going to be a box in the middle that contains your 3 middle numbers of that summary. And then the whiskers contain the minimum and the maximum. So it's a way of arranging data to see where a majority of that data sits. So in that box, you've got that majority. The whiskers are kind of like those outliers. So the first step in working with box and whisker plots are to be able to read the graph, understand what's going on. So again, that 5-number summary, we have the lower extreme. That's another way of saying the minimum. And then this upper extreme is another way of saying maximum. Okay, so different vocabulary, same meaning. All right, so we're going to start with those, the lower extreme and the upper extreme, and those are found here and here. We got the minimum, and then we've got the maximum. So if we look, the minimum number, we're 2 less than 10, which is 8. And the maximum 1 less than 40, which is 39. So in our lower extreme, we can put 8. In our upper extreme, we can put 39. The middle 3 numbers are found within the box part of the box plot. So we've got the box right here, and you can see it's got 3 points or 3 lines. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So this is the lower quartile, so that 25% mark. We got the median, which is that 50% mark, and then the upper quartile, which is that 75% mark. So that's these 3 numbers in that order. So the 25% mark, we are lining up with 1 above 10, which is 11. 50% mark, we are lining up with 3 above 20, which is 23. And then that 75% mark, or upper quartile, 2 above 30, which is 32. So that's how you read a box and whisker plot. All right, we are going to now create our own box plot. We are going to create a box and whisker plot for the points the Vikings football team scored in the 2022 season. So here in this table, we have our data. And the first step is always, we're going to order from least to greatest. We want our numbers in order from least to greatest. So, let's see, 3, then 7, and then we can go up to 17. So I'm going to go ahead and arrange the data. I want you to pause it and arrange your data and then resume. All right, here you can see the numbers ordered from least to greatest. And now we are going to identify the following. We're going to identify our lower extreme, or also known as our minimum number. So that is 3. That's the smallest number. Upper extreme, that's that biggest number, 39. Next, we want the median. We want that halfway point. So we can cross off numbers on either side in order to get to that middle number, which is 28. All right, so to find the lower quartile, we are going to look at the lower half of the data. So the lower half of the data is everything below the median. You don't include the median, but you do include the lower extreme. So we're going to find the halfway point between 3 and 27 here in our data. So we cross off. And then here, if you look, if I cross off both 20 and 23, there'd be nothing left. So what we need to do is we need to find the halfway point between 20 and 23. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the mean, or the average of these two, which you did in your Unit 1 intro. So we're going to take 20 and add it to 23 and then divide by 2. And you can use your calculator. 20 plus 23 is 43, divided by 2 is 21.5. So that would be our lower quartile. That would be the 25% mark in the data, or 1/4 of the way through. Now we're going to do the same thing for the upper quartile. We're going to take the upper portion of the data, starting right after the median and going all the way to the end, but not including the median. We'll cross off to find that halfway point, and we're at 33 and 33. We don't have to find the between of 33 because that's the same number, so it is just going to be 33. All right, so now we're going to create the graph. We are going to start by putting numbers on our number line. And I'm going to count by 5s because counting by 1s, we're not going to have enough space to do that. So 5 is a good number to count by in this situation. All right, next we're going to start with the box part of the box and whiskers. So the box part is your lower quartile, your median, and your upper quartile. So our lower quartile is 21.5, which would be about right here. And it's going to go through that upper quartile, which is at 33, which is about right here. So that's the box. And then that median is that line that goes through in the middle, which is at 28. So it'll be about right here. And now we can add on our whiskers, which is those upper extreme and the lower extreme. That's the whisker part of the graph. So we go up to 39 on the upper part. So I'll put a point where 39 would be and draw a line connecting it to the box. And then the same thing for that 3. And that's all of your notes for lesson 1.